What's up, gang? All right, as the title of the video suggests, we have a new motor for the 24-25 season. It's not in the car yet, it's at All Fire Garage getting assembled, but I'm going to show you some video of it. I'm going to talk you through what we have, and I'm going to share the amazing story about how we came to fund it. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you would have seen our race day video from last season. Basically, we went into that show with somewhat of a refreshed motor. I used all the sponsorship money that I had rebuilding the LS1 that came with the car when I bought it through All Fire Garage. And it was going pretty good. We drove from 10th to 5th from memory in that feature race, and then about 10 or so laps in, the engine expired in a pretty big way. Not much salvageable from that. There was a few key pieces that survived, which was great. It means we can carry them over into the new motor, but for the most part, there wasn't much life left of that. But as I said in the video that I made of that night, good riddance to that thing. Didn't give us one good night, so I was happy to see it gone. Now, it was a pretty deflating couple of days after that, to be honest. You know, down a motor is not what you want to be, you know, given how little seat time I've had in the car since I've got it. But after a couple of days, I don't know what kicked in, but I felt pretty inspired. And at the end of that race day video, I put a message out to anybody who was watching, giving you the option to contribute to the operation if you wanted to help us get a new motor. Now, pairing up the message that was at the end of that YouTube video with the posts that I made on Instagram and Facebook, I was very transparent. I said, look, we need 4K to get the replacement motor. All Fire Garage will go and find one, they'll build it up, and they'll make it a race-ready motor. And I think it was 3 weeks, we had the 4K covered. So the names that you've been seeing at the end of a few recent YouTube videos, as well as, you know, posts on Instagram and Facebook, they're the folks who either joined the Diamond Dogs program or contributed money through the PayPal to get us this new motor. I would have loved to have thanked everybody individually by name, but a few people did request to remain anonymous with their donations, which of course I'll honor, but I'll always take any opportunity to say thanks to them as well. So what I'm going to start doing going forward is I'm going to start to overlay some videos of the motor at the shop being worked on, just so you can have a look at it. I'm going to walk you through what's different between the motor that we had and the one we've got now, the new bits and pieces that All Fire Garage have sourced and they're going to be putting into it with the new build, and also the little things that we're doing to try and make sure that the problems that we've had before don't rear their ugly head again. So just a real quick little story about how the motor came to be in our possession, because I didn't know that we had picked it up just yet at the time. So on a weekend, maybe a week after I had handed the money over, I said, hey, look, there you go shopping, go and find what you think is appropriate. And the next weekend I messaged, hey, you guys seen anything that might, you know, tickle your fancy? Have you got your eye on anything specific? And they responded with, oh yeah, we're on our way back from Ellenbrook, we just picked it up. So I'm not sure if they were trying to surprise me, or if, I don't know when they were planning on telling me, but yeah, within like a week of the crowdfunding finishing up, we had the new motor. It was at the shop ready to be disassembled. So what they went and picked up was a 2004 LS1. Now, the reason they were targeting that specifically was a couple of minute differences between the 2003 and 2004, mainly the thicker con rods that came with the 2004 series. Now, because we mainly run out of the Motorplex, which is a really big track, we are pretty much wide open, you know, when I'm comfortable doing so. Now, our rev limiters are set at 6,900 RPMs, nice, but that means that this thing is damn near redlining for, you know, our features probably go for 10 to 15 minutes in there somewhere, and that's a lot of stress to put on a street motor for a long period of time. And if we pair up those new thicker con rods with all the upgrades and tweaks that All Fire Garage has done or will be doing in this new build, it means that in theory, we should have a much stronger, more reliable engine going forward. All right, gang, let's look at some inventory. Mostly recycled pieces from either the first or second LS that we had in this little video here. First thing we're going to look at is the thickness difference between the 2003 and 2004 LS con rods. Clear as day. Left-hand side, the 04 is significantly thicker than the 03s. Much needed strength that we're going to need to get us around the Motorplex at those high RPMs. Up next, we've got a dual timing chain set. This actually came out of All Fire Garage's inventory, so big shout out to them for donating that piece. On the right hand side there, we have a ARP Conrod bolt kit. These things aren't cheap, so it was really cool to get those on board. And next to that, we have the oil control barbell and an oil pickup support on the bottom there with 2 bolts instead of 1. This is a brand new oil pump made by Melling. Nice little piece there. And finally, the rocker arm trunnion kit upgrade, which was again courtesy of All Fire Garage. All right, a couple of things that are definitely worth mentioning. I just don't have photos or videos of yet. A couple of carryovers from the old motor to the new one. So lifter trays from the old motor will be used again. They were brand new from the rebuild and weren't damaged. And the valve springs from the old heads will be converted from the old heads to the new ones. They were brand new as of the last rebuild, weren't damaged, so they'll be able to be reused again. So for the new block, when it was disassembled, it was sent away to be washed. So everything that was steel got acid washed, and everything that was aluminium got a hot wash. So it was all like looking nice. There's all new bearings through the block, which was done by the same person who did the wash. The pistons are all getting new rod bearings. There's actually a brand new set of push rods at the shop. I forgot to take a photo of them when I was there on Saturday. And finally, as per the LS1 Club bylaws, we'll be upgrading the LS1 lifters to the LS7 lifters. All right, a couple of other things that we're doing to make sure that this goes as well as it possibly can. I'm giving the fuel system a good clean out this week, flushing it out as best as I can to make sure that it's as clean as it possibly can be. This actually started last weekend when I went to All Fire Garage and cleaned out the injectors, blew out the fuel pump, and the injection manifold itself, blew out all the lines through that. This weekend, the fuel pump and the injectors are actually going to get flow tested. I'm praying to whatever God, goddess, or holy animal there is that they're all hunky-dory, but I imagine that the injectors probably could do with a good cleaning. Something else I'm doing is actually reaching out to a few people. I'm going to get myself a new a complete pill kit. What I have in there right now, I have no point of relativity. I don't know if the pill is big or small enough. We're all of the agreement that we need to block up the return line a little bit to keep more fuel in the motor. So we'll be looking at like a few different pill variations, and that'll lead into the dyno that we're planning on doing either later this month or next. So thanks to our newest sponsor edition, AdLife, I actually have the money all ready to go to get this motor dyno when it's assembled. I have contacted the person that I want to dyno it. They came very highly recommended by a friend of mine, Neil Wilcock, who had nothing but great things to say about this guy, so I can't wait to take the motor to him. I contacted him last week and said, hey, this is what we're trying to do. What do you need from me? I have everything written down of what we need to take there on the day. We just need to kind of lock in a date. So that'll depend on his availability and when the motor actually finishes getting assembled. I would say it would be either the last week of September or the first week of October. All right, gang, we're going to start signing off now. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please do that and hit the thumbs up button as well. Follow us on all social media at Rain Lisa Motorsport on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you so much to All Fire Garage. I would have given up and sold the car by now if they hadn't reached out and offered their help and support. So they literally saved this whole operation. Thank you to Park and Print for being the first business to actually believe in us and invest in us. Thank you to Mend Australia for doing the exact same thing, and thank you to AdLife for coming on board and giving us the money to get this thing dynoed when it's all assembled. Thank you infinitely to all of the Diamond Dogs, all the names that you see at the end of these videos. They have all contributed something to try and help me and keep this going as much as I can. So if you'd like to become a Diamond Dog, I'll leave a link in the description to the website where from 50 Australian dollars, which I think is about 35, 36 US dollars, you can get your name on the car. And at the end of the YouTube videos, and then there's tiers above that get more members kickbacks. And thank you. I have no words for the people who helped get us this motor. The names that are at the end of this video, they will stay up there until the end of this season because that's the absolute least I can give back to them. So thank you, everyone. Can't wait for what's coming next. So thanks for checking it out. Appreciate it. Till next time. Bye for now.